Good morning, Larry. Good morning, Teresa. Hey, Miss Robin.
Good
Jason,
morning.
Mara, you guys are awesome. Happy Thursday. It's Thursday, right? It's Thursday.
Yep, all day.
All day. I like that. Is it Thursday? Yep, all day.
Morning.
Hi, Ben.
How was everyone's week so far?
I'm doing good.
Any more successes from your videos?
No, I'll probably do another one later. Today I'm doing a community service, going to the grocery store and getting some things for neighbors. And I'm wearing my Keller Williams volunteer shirt, so I don't have to even tell them I'm working for Keller Williams, but that's what we do.
Heck yeah. I am actually going to be heading to the east side here shortly. I was on my way, and then they told me that they couldn't put the host on, so I had to stop and log in because I was just going to do it through my phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I am sitting in a parking lot somewhere next to a Oracle somewhere, so. It's okay. Awesomeness can be shared everywhere. Good morning, Miss Glenn. Good morning, Miss Gail. Good morning, Melissa, Hope, Chris, and Charity.
Morning.
So we're going to continue on with our discussions of video responses briefly, and then we're going to get into what I can help you with most today. Anyone else attempt to do a video? And the ones that we've already talked to have kind of all done them. So,
Dan, can I just give a quick testimonial?
yes, ma'am. Let's go.
So I shared with you that I was putting my house on the market because we'd put an offer in on a home, and just looked for a couple people that might be able to help me with this because I didn't want to represent myself. At least our old broker didn't like us to do that. So I did pick Greg Hunter because he shows up, because he's been on our calls, because he's been in script practice. And my neighbor also wanted to buy the house, but I didn't want to represent him either. So I gave that to Greg as well. So, you know, he agreed on a reduced commission for being on my sell side and on the buy side, but he's getting both sides. And it's just one of those things, you know, when you show up, good things happen. So wanted to thank you for the recommendation and just encourage everybody to keep showing up because it, you know, helps.
Well, same thing. Renee's got her first buyer in contract. Let's celebrate a win there.
Awesome.
That came about because I needed some support and I couldn't help. And I was like, I need some help. And she's like, I got you. She thought she was just opening a door. Little did she know that I handed her the whole deal. I was like, here you go. Here's a client. And then she's like, I don't know what I'm doing.
What's the reason?
What'd you say, Jason?
What's the reason why Mara wouldn't want to represent herself? What's behind that?
It keeps herself at an arm's length, meaning that she's not going to make a decision that's emotionally biased because it's her property.
Mm-hmm.
When she has another agent representing her, the agent has to be the mediary, and there's some kind of counseling or guidance that goes along. So it's not just pure emotional response to a home that you own. You can sell your own house as an agent, no problem in our brokerage. Mara's just taking it a step further and becoming more, you know, at a distance for it. The difference is you cannot represent the buyer on one of your houses.
So in that situation, does she still have to disclose that, even though the neighbor is buying it, does she still have to disclose that she's an agent or no?
You cut out a little bit. In what situation?
Like in Mara's situation, I know typically if you're working for a family, you have to disclose that you are an agent. You're part of.
Yes.
Like in Mara's situation.
You need better internet.
Yeah, your internet's really cutting out.
It's okay. We found out that Jason has really low internet, but he's going to work out of the office too. So to answer your question, yes. Anytime an agent is in a deal that has any kind of personal or familial ties, it needs to be disclosed. If you own the house, owner-agent sign needs to be on the writer. Even if they're not representing it, like if their team is representing it, it's still owner agent because you have ownership rights to that home. If you are selling a home as personally on the contracts on both sides, seller is licensed in the state of Arizona to sell real estate and working with Keller Williams Southern Arizona. Buyer is licensed to sell real estate in Arizona and working with Keller Williams Southern Arizona. Mom, dad, sister, brother, aunt, uncle, cousin, familiar relationship. Buyer/seller has a familial tie with the agent.
I thought you only had to do like the first generation family.
Cover your ass.
Okay. I was just curious.
Disclose.
And hey, Dan,
Yes, ma'am.
can I speak to this about not selling your own home?
With your red lipstick, you can do whatever you want. Our woman right here. That's CEO level stuff.
You only dress for the job you want, not the job you have.
Amen, sister.
So when I was moving down here from Idaho, I listed my home. Or excuse me, I didn't list my home. I had my team list my home. Because I knew trying to move, trying to pack, trying to, move down to a whole new state, all the logistics involved with that, with 2 kids and 2 parents and an ex-husband and his girlfriend in tow, like that was going to be a lot on my plate. And so I had my team listed. We disclosed everything. And they come back during the inspection period and say, well, the water heater's 13 years old, so we want you to replace it. And I lost my cookies because I was like, you knew it. We disclosed it. You saw the water heater. Like I was fuming. Not a rational response, but a response from a person who's under a lot of stress. Even as an agent, I was like, this isn't like, I'm like, this is irrational. But as a person, I was like, that's not fair. So I had to have my team, like my listing agent, he was talking me down like, okay, I understand, but let's look at this logically. And it's $1,000, all that kind of stuff. So I will say, like, I'll never sell my own house. I'm too close to it. I've put too much love and effort into it. So I respect agents who say, I'm too close to this. I don't think I can really objectively and unbiasedly perform my actions as an agent. So that's just my personal take on it. So, it's a real thing, I guess is what I'm saying. Anyways, thanks for coming to my TED.
I like it. When I bought my own house, same thing. I almost used an agent so I could have an intermediary response to it because I had direct access to the seller because he was in the home when I was there walking through it, and I disclosed to him that I was the agent and I was the buyer. And he was like, oh, if you have any questions, ask me. But knowing the law and knowing my responsibility as an agent, I stepped back and was like, I don't want to ask you any questions because it could be considered, unethical for me to get this information directly from you, knowing better. So I called his agent right there in front of him. He said, hey, this is what's going on. I'm at your house. I'd like to make an offer. What can you tell me about the property? And then the owner was literally just talking in the background. All the things that he didn't or shouldn't or have, lost money talking about. But good stuff. I didn't know that was going to create such a conversation, Mara. Awesome. The more you know, right?
Sorry if I got you off track, but also kind of a quick flip of that is you may need an agent to be between you and a spouse because when you're a realtor, you think you know everything, but your spouse won't necessarily listen to you, but they might a third party. So that has happened to us before too. I'm like, wow, it was really good. She told me this because I didn't want to do it, but because a third party told him to, move that chair out of the house, he would do it. So, anyway.
Okay. Well, let's jump into that then. That's a great way. Everyone's working through some stuff, and we've gotten a really good handle on getting a client into the mind frame of making an offer and getting them through it. Now we're getting to the inspection period. The inspection period is going to be the most difficult traversing area in your deal because this is where things blow up because people find 13-year-old water heaters that when they're in the property were disclosed to them, but all of a sudden when the inspector says, hey, it's beyond its economic life, You should probably have this replaced. Instantly, they're like, it's bad. It's going to blow up on me. How do we handle situations such as that? This is where we need to have a conversation on both sides. As a listing agent, how do we talk to our sellers? As a buyer's agent, how do we talk to our buyers about mutually win-win situations?
Well, this is actually a great time to bring up the idea of, say, home warranty at the very beginning of with the listing, because things like that do go wrong, and why let it ruin a deal when you can cover it up, and all throughout the listing period you are covered. If it happens, you get it fixed. Or for the buyer to offer, the buyer should be looking at a home warranty as well. By the way, you like my little cell phone room?
I was a little worried by it, Dick. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Thought the walls need to be padded for you, Dick.
Yeah.
Oh. So having a conversation up front, I love that. And that was the tie-in. It's having a conversation up front with the buyers. When you're doing your buyer presentation, you're having your buyer consultation, you're talking about the things you're looking for in a home, right? An inspection is going to hedge out the major concerns. That's a key term, major concerns with safety, structural, and mechanical defects that we cannot see when we walk through the house initially, right? The 5 totems, very simple to remember. Major, safety, structural, mechanical, unseen. The inspector's not going to be able to open up the walls and get behind it, but they are going to be able to point out things that you, yourself, or your buyers are not trained to see. Do you guys know how to read the nomenclature plate on a water heater to see how old it is? No. And I don't want you to. Shut up, Owen. I see you over there nodding your head. And you're going to learn over time, but you are not the professional. I want you guys to be the source of the source. You know what? I have seen these before. These water heaters do, tend to have issues after a couple of years. I think it's good advice to at least get an inspector out here to check this out when our inspections happen. I happen to know that an FPE electrical panel are high rate of fires. I had one on my house. It got replaced. I happen to know it costs $1,600 to $1,800 to get them replaced. Am I ever going to tell somebody that's how much it costs? Or you think I'm going to go, hey, we might want to get an electrician out here to look at that? Regardless if you have a past history, excellence in that field, if you are no longer licensed and practicing, do not be the expert. Be the source of the source. I don't care if you've seen it 1,000 times. You can say, I've seen this 1,000 times, comma, I believe we should get an expert to come out here and give us their opinion. This might be something of concern later down the line. So that's what inspectors are for. They are licensed and currently active in those fields, and they are the experts. And they have insurances against things that they screw up, not you. On the seller side, who knows of home coverage warranty for the sellers? Raise your hands, nod your head, smile, whatever, right? Who's used it?
Every deal. Every deal.
Why is that, Larry?
Because that's the seller coverage protects and actually puts the coverage in the listing process. So seller puts the house on the market, hot water heater blows up 2 weeks later, or just quits. In fact, in one of my deals, the hot water heater turned out that the folks living there had left the house, and somehow the bottom of the hot water heater filled up with some sort of sludge, not dirt. It was something else, almost like a chemical jelly. And I forget what the exact value is. This was a hybrid hot water heater, and it was a 90-gallon tank.
So $1,500 just for the tank?
More than that.
Really? Jesus.
Yeah. And so fortunately there was a warranty in place and it covered, because when the plumber came in and opened the bottom pipe and this gel started coming out of it, he's like, this thing's done. So warranty in place, replaced that. So the coverage for that, AC units, all that stuff for every seller. It's a bargaining chip. They say home warranty because this is a selling point. For the first year you're in this house, virtually everything in here is going to be covered to the tune of $70 if something goes wrong, because you have to pay the call out or the $75 call out fee. And then, secondly, if something goes wrong, especially for someone, this particular listing, the folks lived in Phoenix. They were driving down every weekend to work on the house to get it ready to sell. So during that whole time, so, what happens if something goes wrong when you're not even here during the week, all week long? So yeah, home warranty, seller side, $50, put it on.
I like it. Good stuff. All right, let's hit some role play. Let's work through some objections on that so we can get through it. We're going to do 2 of one, 2 of the other. Now, I would like somebody to be a listing agent. I would like somebody to be to the client, and I'd like the client to not know about home coverage and be resistant to buying a warranty.
I'll be a client.
Jason's our client. Who's brave? Who's bold? Who's feeling? Who wants to get out of their cell today? That might have been pointed at you, Dick. Just saying.
Can't hear you.
It's cone of silence. All right, give it a shot. Ring, ring, Jason.
Hello.
Hey, Jason, it's Big Dan Caldwell. I'm getting this listing document sent over to you, and you would send me a message. You had a question about that home warranty?
Yeah, how does that work?
Well, the great thing about it is it covers the house and the time that it's under contract, so that in the event that anything of the covered items on that warranty were to fail, you would be covered and only have to pay a servicing fee out there, so that you don't have to go out there and spend the money to replace, let's say a water heater goes out or the AC has a mishap. Then we'd have a servicing company go out there. Just protects your investment while we're getting it sold.
But once I sell it, then it's on them, right? I just want out of this house. I don't want to keep putting money in for insurance and things like that.
Oh, exactly. As soon as it sells, everything gets transferred to the new buyer. And because you don't want to put money into the house, this is the best thing for you. And the greatest part about it is it's no money to you if we go through 210 home warranty until we close the transaction. So you don't have that liability, and if something does happen, then you're not incurring the large repair expense.
So how much is it then?
Well, for you, right now, nothing. If you would like, we can get the AC certified, so it would cover the AC system too, and that would only cost you $80.
Okay. And getting it certified, does that change anything on the house?
Well, what we can do is we can actually market it with a home warranty. 80% of buyers in the marketplace are asking for home warranties, and if we issue one right up front, let them know that we're gonna offer one. It makes our house stand out, that we're proud about it and we're not afraid of what's happening. Plus, we can say that the AC system has been certified. We know how Tucson is. In the summers, things break, so people want to know that things have been looked at.
That sounds pretty good.
All right, so we're good with that?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, great. Do me a favor, just sign the rest of those documents. I'll get a sign in the yard tomorrow. We'll get your house sold.
Got it. Thank you.
Perfect. Pretty simple, right? I saw Sherry nod her head a little bit. She took something out of that one.
So how does that work on the seller's side then? Like, if something does go wrong, like what's their cost look like then?
$75 for the drive out.
And that's it?
Yeah, if they story time. I sold Jason's mom's house. Jason's mom got her a warranty. We got her home warranty because we knew the house had some leaks, creaks, and scratches. We didn't know how things were going to work out, and the water heater happened to go out. Jason was over there about a week after we listed the house, was doing some cleaning, taking up wallpaper, cleaning up the kitchen, and he said, I don't have any hot water. So he goes in the hot water closet, and he's all, hey, the hot water's heater's leaking, but I can't find out where it's leaking from. I was like, hey, we got a home warranty. Why don't we just call it in? Called it in. They came out and said, yes, it's got a bad hot water heater. Would have been like an $1,800 repair. We paid $75 for the trip charge and $180 for the piping upgrade because they needed to redo the piping to get to the water heater because it was so old. And that was it. And the cool thing is when they did the inspections, they came through on the inspections and said, hey, we want you to replace the water heater. And that was their big totem item on the inspection report. Well, later it came out to be the roof, but we knew the roof had an issue already. But the totem was the water heater, and they were kind of like pinning on that. And I was like, no problem. It's being replaced right now, actually. And the buyer's agent was like, really? I was like, yeah, here's the invoice. This is what they're doing. It'll be installed next Wednesday. Oh, okay, great. Like that was an easy fix. So it's a $75 trip charge if it's a normal repair. If they have to do any retrofitting or upgrading to the servicing, most of those are covered. Some items are going to be additional. Like I just had to pay for the piping, which was the additional piping to plumb it in because it was, from the 1960s to 2020. Little different design. All right, let's do another one. Let's do the opposite
There was
side.
another. Sorry.
Go ahead, Jason. Want that?
I was going to say that my mom's house actually had to use that home warranty twice. That there was pipe underneath the sink because of how old the house was. That barely tapped it and it exploded. And a plumber came out, same thing, only had to pay the $75 rather than getting all and everything. It was nice. Well worth it.
Yeah, we're not trying to pitch home warranties here. We're just trying to cover you as a listing agent and supporting you in helping your clients best. And as a buyer's agent, having that protection there may hedge out in the event that someone's like, you know what, I want them to replace all of this. Well, Mr. Larry, I can completely understand that you want to have all these things replaced in your home. You know that this house had 5 other offers on it. What if they say no? Well, I'm still going to buy that house. Well, the good thing is we asked for a home warranty so that in the event in the first year that you own this house, these are covered items. If they do fail, you would have a small servicing fee and the servicer would come out repair them for you. Ease of mind, right? Why do people buy home warranties? Why do people buy car warranties? Why do people have insurances? Well, one, because legally you have to on some things, but others is because they don't want to have the financial risk.
Yeah, I got one more to add to it too. My $861,000 home buyer over the course of the first year had 6 claims, all paid by 210 home warranty.
So Robin asked if if I'm saying this wrong, if seller will offer home warranty, isn't the cost $550? Not until closing.
Okay. Is the AC part is extra?
Yeah, the AC part has to be done up front. It has to, because someone has to come out there and certify the system. So what kind of repairs did you have on that house, Larry?
They were smaller items, garbage disposal, something to do, it wasn't a major thing, but something to do with the hot water heater. There was also, I guess, a relay switch or something that needed to be put in one of the 2 air conditioning systems. So these various things happened over time. They were small things, but again, here's, someone throws down that kind of money for a house. They're like, really, we got to start this thing's going to nickel and dime us forever? Nope. The home warranty through that entire first year, I think by the time they were done, they reached about $2,200 to $2,400 worth of stuff. But the point being that, a buyer at that level had that protection, was able to file the claim successfully, have the work completed without a hassle.
Yeah, I've got a home warranty on my house, and I'm actually going to call it in because my water on the back porch and my siphoning valve are both leaking. So I'm going to be like, hey, I can repair that myself. My time is more valuable than $75 service fee.
So AC's not covered unless you get it certified?
Not up front.
Yeah, there's an added step with the AC. The home warranty companies want to know what the condition of the unit is before they're going to cover it. So there's what is it, Dan? $75, $85 to come out and they come out and they just go in and look at it. It's almost like a tune-up, a summer winter tune-up type of thing. They review the system and then they'll certify it. Once it's certified, then the home warranty company will go ahead and insure it, if you will, or that validates the AC coverage that can go to like $1,500 or $2,000 or whatever it is, or even higher.
Okay, so it's not
the
extra
seller,
per month,
right?
it's just that first charge.
2 people ask questions at the same time. Go ahead. We'll do Renee and then Sherry. Renee, what was that?
Oh, so after you get it certified, it's not an extra monthly charge?
No.
Okay.
All right, Sherry?
Do you have to wait? Do you have to wait 30 days though before you can request a claim?
No, that's the beautiful thing about seller coverage. Seller coverage gives you coverage as soon as it gets logged in. like you don't want to do like enroll the listing the next day, do a claim kind of thing. It looks a little suspect. But
Right.
as soon as a listing goes live, you order it. Like as soon as they sign the listing docs, I don't care if the house isn't going on the market for a month. As soon as they sign the listing docs, you execute all marketing like build up
Okay.
and order the listing or the seller's coverage. And what that does is it enrolls the house and has a history of coverage. So if the buyer, when the buyer takes over, they don't have to wait that 30 days. Typically, the buyer has to wait 30 days. If it's a new purchase, new warranty, 30 days of coverage, and then moving forward. If it has seller coverage, it already has the history. And for a seller, it's a dead stop, let's go, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I think we were 7 or 6 days into Jason's house, mom's house, when we had to make that big claim. And they were like, yeah, no problem, paid.
Yeah, and Heather Chumbler, if you go 210, or Barb DeFazio, if you go Old Republic, you can call them and go, hey, can you give me the quick rundown on how this thing works? Or just get the brochure and just read through it on how exactly all this stuff plays. But usually the representative can make sense out of the long descriptions that are in there. But it's just good to know how that works and be able to confidently convey it to a seller, because it's, in my case and the various listings I've done, it's always paid off. Every single listing, something happened and it paid off.
So
Okay, so second question. Oh, go ahead.
go ahead.
So what if the house has 2 ACs? Is it per AC or is it one charge for both?
That's a great question for one of the representatives of that company.
I was curious because we have 2 ACs at my house. So.
I can tell you, I got both of my units certified in a listing for the same $85 fee.
Okay.
I am not 100% positive, so I like to be the source of the source. So here's Heather's number.
Yeah, and really that's the route to take. But
Oh yeah, I was just curious if anybody knew.
And the other side of it is, it may depend on who you actually call to certify it, and it also has to be one of the 210 vendors that they have approved. Like George's is on the list, but George's came out and did 2 units for the $85 visit fee.
Okay.
Big Dan.
Yes, ma'am.
I was going to tell you guys, I'm in the middle of negotiating for my buyer, and we weren't in a situation where a 210 home warranty conveyed. So we get through the Binzer process. There's maybe $600 worth of work. And I was wondering about having it certified. It does have to be through a 210 preferred provider because we asked for 210. But I couldn't do that during the Binzer process, clearly, with repairs needing to be done. So I called Heather, and although it's ideal to go ahead and get it certified, she mentioned that as long as we can show repairs that we did our due diligence with getting things done, that not that that would necessarily suffice, but it does look good on paper. So I don't know. I don't know if anybody's been in a situation where they didn't cover if it wasn't certified.
Yeah, my sister's house wasn't certified, and the compressor went out. $2,500 repair. They came out 6 months after she bought the house, replaced the compressor.
Right.
The issue comes with some of the mechanical repairs on the AC system aren't covered, and if it's certified, they cover a whole lot more. Again, great conversation to have. If you want me to, I will set up Miss Heather to come join us on a call one day and discuss this stuff, or we'll have a specific training or a specific class that she can do. Typically, I would invite her in the mornings and we'd have breakfast provided, but now it's Corona. I'll just put an emoji out there of a breakfast sandwich you guys can.
Well, in a case like this, it is really important to my client. He lives in another state, and it means a lot to him. So thank goodness the agents on the other side are willing to go ahead and have it certified for my client's cost. But anyway, I know that's after the Binzer and what have you, but we can find ourselves in situations like that.
Right.
Can I ask a question?
We'll end on, go ahead.
I just want to know, if you have a new build, are they automatically certified air conditionings, or
For 1 year.
do I need to look into that?
That's a great question for your builder, because each builder has a different warranty. I will tell you that in my experiences with my new builds, and especially the one that I used to live in, it's a 1 year coverage. And I will tell everyone on this call to be very diligent in researching on new builds, because just because it's a brand new house does not mean there will not be issues. So tell your clients that. Talk to them about it. You do have a 1-year warranty, a no ask, no BS. They'll fix cracks, scratches, and paint issues to that level for 1 year. And oftentimes the AC systems, because they install them so much and so fast, can have issues. Just like anything else that's mass produced. So it's always good to tell them that, hey, after this 1 year, you can extend your home warranty. And I believe at 210, if you were to buy their seller coverage, the new home coverage for like $700, it's a 3-year coverage. Pretty cool.
Good info.
Yeah, my house I built with KB, they had to replace the AC system 6 months later. Yeah, because they definitely botched the job when they installed it the first time. So it is 8:31. We have gone past our time frame. We didn't do total scripting today, but it was a lot of questions that I think helped give you some oversight in the day. Tomorrow we'll wrap up on whatever you want to do for the week. So if you have not done so, I challenge you again, go make a video. Go make a quick little 60-second video. Hey, my name is, I'm with, and I want to just reach out and let you know I appreciate you as a person. I hope that you're doing well. We want to stay connected in this time of, craziness. If ever I can be of service in any way possible, let me know. If you know anyone that's looking to buy or sell a house, keep me in mind. Something along those lines. It doesn't need to be 60 seconds, but anything longer than that historically does not get the views unless it's a 3 minute to 10-minute video on Facebook and people are bored and want to watch it. I don't know about you, but I can't talk for 10 minutes straight on a video and be interesting. So I'm random. I got 30 to 60 seconds max. So go do it. Change your lives. If you guys need anything, call me, text me. I'm actually going to be at the East Side office most of the day today, so stop on in, say what up. Except for you, McBrooms, you guys stay in Phoenix. You're good. Awesome, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out with me. Have a wonderful day. Go out there, be awesome. I want to hear some wins tomorrow.
Thanks, Dan.
What office are you in today?
I'll be at KLP.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I'll talk to you guys soon.
Are we going to have the PC call later?
Yes, ma'am, we are. Every Thursday at 6 p.m. If you want to join it, join it.
What's the other call that's on, or the other Arizona launch party?
Oh, the Intraland launch party?
What's that?
That's the mortgage thing.
The mortgage company. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know if that's going to go down today or not. I'll find out here in about 27 minutes when I'm on my staff call.
Yeah, it's scheduled 3 p.m., right?
Yeah.
It's also been scheduled 3 different times.
Okay.
Gotta love coronavirus. Yay! Coronavirus is Spanish for delay. Awesome, guys. Well, thank you again. Get to work.
All right, bye.